You know, ever since I did a video a couple weeks ago saying how I think the Walther PPQ is probably the best striker-fired polymer gun on the market because of the trigger. It's got a great trigger. It's a really comfortable gun. There's more than one reason why I said it's the best polymer striker-fired gun, but the trigger was the main reason. Ever since I said that, people have asked me, well, what about the SIG P320, the new P320? The trigger is supposed to be excellent on it. And I'm going to have to say, it is. It is excellent. I'll try to give you a little comparison of the two triggers here, and then I'll talk about which one I like better, and if I still stand by this being the best polymer striker-fired gun, or do I think the SIG is better. Now, you're not going to be able to tell much on camera, but the Walther PPQ has a very light trigger. It's got almost like a single-action trigger. It's so light. But it's really crisp, breaks really easy. It's a really nice trigger. And I'll let you see the reset here. It's very short, very crisp, very clicky. Very short reset. I mean, it barely moves. I let it move more than it had to there because it's kind of hard to stop it as short as it needs to be. But it's very short. The reset's very nice on the gun. Just a great gun overall as far as the trigger goes. SIG P320, pretty much the same thing. The trigger is really nice. Now, it does have a little bit more of a clunk to it than the PPQ. It's not quite as refined. It's a little, like I said, a little more plasticky, a little more clunky. Now the reset on it though is still really good. It's very similar to the reset on the PPQ. There you can see it's very short, got a nice reset click. I'm not a big fan of the click, don't think it's necessary, but it's there for people who really like it. And nice short trigger pull again after the reset. So it's got a great trigger too, but like I say, just not quite as good as the PPQ. When I was out shooting both of them, they're both really good at the range, but the PPQ felt a little crisper, a little less clunky. I mean, both of these guns have really good triggers. I mean, I wouldn't say either one of them is bad, but I would say the PPQ is still a little better. Now, the SIG P320 trigger has been a big improvement over some of their other triggers that they've had in the past, and a lot of people will think this is a big improvement over the P250 because it is a striker-fired gun. It's not a hammer-fired, double-action-only gun like the P250. And, you know, it's obvious that they just remodeled a 250. Now, I know they say, oh, it's a brand new gun from the ground up. It's not really. When you take the thing apart, you can tell it's not. But it is a good improvement on the P250 if you want a striker-fired gun. It's about as good a striker-fired gun as you could have made from an existing double-action-only hammer-fired gun. I mean, you just got to look at that back end right there and tell it's just a modified 250. I mean, that's basically all it is. But they modified it very well. So in the end, I still think the PPQ is a better gun simply because it's smaller. Now this is the full size. Now once they come out with the carry size in my area and I get to see one of those, I might like it better. Now the Walther PPQ is smaller and in my opinion got a much better, much more comfortable grip on it. Now the SIG grip is good, but it's not as good as the Walther PPQ. It's just like everything that the P250 is, everything that it's great at, the PPQ is just a little bit better at all of those things. I can't think of one category where I would give the SIG the nod over the PPQ. So in the end, if you decide to go with either one of these guns, I'm going to be like, hey, I think you made a good choice. I think you bought a good gun. Both are going to have excellent triggers. Both are reasonably comfortable. Both are extremely accurate at the range. Both handle recoil very well. Just really good guns, both of them. But if you choose the Walther PPQ, I'm going to say you chose the slightly better gun.